Alrighty, welcome to the first game between Barles and DauT. In the red, we have DauT playing as the Khmer, and in the blue, we have Barles playing as the Celt. Do we like DauT being red? I usually see DauT as blue, but then Barles is also always blue as well, so Okay, we're just gonna stick with the colors. We're gonna stick with the colors for now. In any case, yeah, this set, of course, was not scheduled to happen at this time. It's actually a bit earlier than before. It's because the set between STEM and Bact unfortunately had to be paused and put on a hold because of internet connection issues, which sucks, and we hope that Bact can make it back to us. I've been making that joke unconsciously so many times already. But yeah. In any case, we have another fantastic set for you here that is happening live as well right now between DauT and Barles, of course. DauT, the veteran player that has been around since what? Since the start of this game, basically. I think he started playing like competitively around 2003, 2002, something that early already. So now in this game, this guy has been around as long as this game, right? Like, it's just crazy, and he is still, for years people thought that with younger stars such as Viper and then the next generation of Hera, MBL, and Leary rising, that DauT was not going to have a place in the top pros anymore. But man, has he proved the critics wrong, right? With his win in Red Bull World 3, and just the fact he has remained competitive all throughout this time in the last 5 years. It's just great to see. Now, Barles is a relatively... I mean, he's younger than DauT. That's pretty easy, right? Well... No offense, DauT, of course. But yeah, Barles has not been around as long as DauT, but he's been playing for a while as well. I mean, I don't know too much about Barles as a player. He's definitely a rising star here, right? Like, he almost made it into Hidden Cup 4, as far as no, actually, he did make it into Hidden Cup 4, right? He was one of the people that got through the qualifiers as well, and then also made it into Red Bull World 5. So, he's been an up-and-comer here and there, right? That's good to see. But we'll see how he's going to fare against this veteran of the game. Okay, well, let's talk about the Sips, because Barles has gone for Celts. And I was going to speculate when I saw the Sip draft, are we going to see Celts at all? And if so, what are we going to see from Celts? And I am wondering, is this going to be normal meta play? Or are we going to get to see some weird shenanigans? I wonder, because Barles will know. He will know that he is seen as the underdog in this game, that he is not the top seeded player. Obviously, that's just a fact, because he's not the top seeded player. Period. So people are probably not expecting him to win against DauT. But upsets are possible. The level is already super close and high all around the top players. Weirder things have happened, and of course, if Barles has some interesting strategies up his sleeves, something that maybe DauT hasn't thought of or hasn't, isn't prepared to counter, then perhaps Barles can at least take a few games off of DauT as well, if not win altogether. So anything is possible. And we are all here for it to see the awesome plays. Like I said, we are not partial to any player, we are partial to awesome play. That's what I usually like to say about that. Anyways, DauT is fighting Barles right now. Barles is going to wall in his villagers. He's probably expecting DauT, who is Khmer, to go for scout. Oh no! Barles runs into the DC. Ay. Maybe some first game jitters. I mean, again, players didn't expect to have to play already right now, so the nerves might be there, especially for Barles. Yeah, I mean, at least he knows where his enemy's DC is. So he has about as much scouting information as a Vietnamese player now. I mean, a player who plays Vietnamese. Oh boy. Now, depending on what he's going to go for here, maybe losing a scout is not the worst of things, but it's still a rocky start for Barles here. Especially because now, his scouting information of the rest of the map is going to be horrendous. I mean, look at that. He sees absolutely nothing beyond his own map except where DauT is. That's it. He can't spot all the extra resources, relics, wood lines, anything, right? The kind of stuff you want to scout, with your scout and try to keep it alive. In any case, it's going to go for some men-at-arms. It's of course unfortunate that you now lose your scout, because your scout is very handy with your men-at-arms to block villagers trying to run away from them and things like that to protect yourself against the early archers here and there, or skirmishers even, if the opponent is ballsy like that. It's just, yeah, I don't know. It's just tough. It's tough losing your scout like that, especially because you can't really scout out your opponent's resources. I mean, like, Barles doesn't really know where to send these men-at-arms either. He doesn't know what the main gold is. He doesn't know where the berries are, the wood lines are, and we're still, DauT has put houses and palisade walls around all of it, so it's not even that the men-at-arms can even do much at all. So yeah, it's just a rocky start for Barles here. Let's see how he's gonna balance this out though, because hey, if he can defend properly against the scout rush that is about to come out from DauT, then I don't think we have a problem here. I don't think we have a problem here. Actually, why am I following it like that? I can follow it like this. Ah, quality of life functions, man. Gotta love it. Gotta love it. As, ooh, palisade wall goes down. Ooh, but DauT making a mistake there. Not reacting to this just in time here. And now the villagers are pushed off of the berries. Man-at-arm upgrade coming in right now. So now these villagers cannot find these man-at-arms. Barles avoiding the TC just in time. This is good. This is good again. And, DauT. Oh, if 3 men-at-arms attack 1 palisade wall, I think they can just... No, actually it's a house. If they attack a house, 1 villager can't repair it against it. Look how fast that house goes down. Look at it. Look at that. -1 melee armor. It really makes a difference there. It's crazy. So let's see what DauT is going to do with his scouts, because I'm not actually sure where the scouts are. I think he's keeping them at home. Okay, there they are. Wants to go back to the berries. I mean, being on berries is very important for a scout player, because that is important early food, right? Otherwise, it puts too heavy a strain on your early farming economy, which can be really good because it takes a while to get it up. So yeah, being pushed off of berries, definitely good value for Barles. And also, still keeping this pressure at DauT's base, which is important. Because Barles isn't walled, and you don't want to be in that situation. I like as well the fact that Barles has added a spearman. It's such a small thing, but if you know your opponent is going to go for scouts, adding a spearman will keep your men-at-armors alive so much longer. As DauT, doesn't want to get distracted by this anymore, is just going to go forward, ignore the men-at-arms, defend with some archers, and yeah, those scouts are easily going to find their way into Barles' base, because Barles is not really walled. Has walled in most of his resources though, so I think he will be fine here, but... 1 overchop, and this game could, of course, swing right in DauT's favor even further. This archer, by the way, adding just 1 archer here, even if there's no fletching on it, will make it much more difficult for villagers to wall behind this, right, or repair consistently. Like, for example, if you want to repair this house now, you'd have to right-click the villager constantly in order to keep them from doing that. And, oh, wow, look at that. Barles, he microed his villagers to this berry bush so that he wouldn't get an overchop, which DauT was waiting for. Little things. It's the little things, man. Now, in any case, DauT's going to defend himself now with some archers against the men-at-arms. As soon as there's more archers coming out here, the men-at-arms should lose their function as... What is that spearman doing? That spear... What are you doing? What is this? I think he's confused. I think he's very confused. Okay. DauT has not found any value with his scouts whatsoever in Barles' base. I mean, Barles has, despite not walling, has walled enough of his base to at least render the scout rush ineffectual. Until ranged units come forward as well from DauT. Although I'm not sure if he's going to continue making a whole lot of that. It's getting fletching now, though, which is pretty important. Both players kind of trying to fight over the hill, but the fact is that DauT has to micro away from these infantry units. It's getting to a number of units now that he can actually easily take the fight against these men-at-arms, but still taking some shots here and there, losing some HP on this skirmishes and archer. Scouts come back home to deal with this pressure forward. Ooh, DauT being pushed off his main goal, which of course is a tricky goal to take. Look at this hill in front of DauT's base as well. Very important for him that he should control this hill. This is a critical hill for DauT. If he loses control of this, that doesn't look too good for him, because that's his main goal and an extra goal and a wood line lost. Not a position you can afford to lose here. Has a goal to fall back on. There's that, but honestly, get a castle up on this hill, like, or a TC or something. Right, a TC right there. I don't know what, but something. You need something to protect this hill at some point. Unless you make a lot of military, then you can protect it with military, which is the best way to protect yourself, honestly. Well, Barles is going to wall up a little bit more. He's walling up the right side. Like I said, Barles has kept himself safe for now. He's going to wall the left side as well. And with that, limit the amount of access that these scouts have to his base. Probably important because I can't imagine that DauT is not going to go for some knights in the next stage. He's well on his way to click up as well. Look at the food count is rising significantly for DauT here. Khmer farmers will do that for you. You know, has more farmers than Barles in the first place, and then the fact that they're also Khmer farmers definitely helps you here. So, now he's trying to find a way into Barles' base again, but yeah, Barles has walled now, so now he's fine. He's good, unless there's a hole, not a hole there. So, nor here. Yeah, DauT is checking. It's good that DauT checks, right? It's good that he checks. As he is selling 100 stone to get up faster. So there you go, DauT. Because he was pushed off with gold, that was delayed for a second. He's clicked up, and Barles is not on his way just yet. As Barles still has to deal with his aggression at his gates here as well. You know, trying to drop a market in front. That's not just to drop a market to try to wall this out. That's also because he probably wants to buy himself up to the next stage. Doesn't quite have the food count yet to go up. Might sell a stone even to quickly catch up with DauT here. As DauT is still trying to get into Barles' base. Barles, of course, can't directly wall behind here. In fact, did sell some of his stone. Has almost enough food now, but yeah, he's a minute behind the castle age. Ay. Yeah, DauT, despite the early aggression from Barles, has done a good job counter-attacking right now, and he's keeping Barles on the back foot. Barles even wanted to go for a counter-attack himself, but that got denied by DauT, who had a reinforcement army that just happened to be around the space as well. And ooh, interesting, an archer range from the Khmer player, so we're not going to get to see some knights, or at least not a whole lot of knights at the start of this game. It is probably going to Castle Age. It's probably going to be crossbows and crossbows for now. Wouldn't surprise me. I wonder what the Celt player is going to do with that. Well, for one, probably has to abandon this woodline for the time being. There's not much he can do. As he's dropping a stable covertly, making sure that DauT can't see the stable. Because he might expect, right? He might expect his opponent to go for more skirmishers, for more knights, but then again, why would you drop a stable with Celts? Because that's not very good. It's DauT hitting this woodline on the other side. This is a huge problem for Barles. The way he has walled this means that all his woodlines are rangeable by enemy archers, and you see how difficult that is. It's rather annoying, as DauT now also getting the crossbow upgrade, and Barles is on the back foot here, man. Now, I like that both have not sold all their stone, which means they can still add another town center. As you can see, a second town center now for DauT. Wouldn't surprise me if Barles is going to drop a TC somewhere as well. He's getting armor upgrades on his knight, so the Khmer player now going for crossbow, or at least... No, actually, I'm sorry. See, this is why I'm confused by DauT being red, because I assume red is not DauT, right? Anyways, of course, also armor for the Khmer player. See, that makes sense, otherwise it was kind of weird. Khmer Knights, of course, very scared because of the food economy behind it. As Barles is trying to wall this out, he has walled. Oh no, the house wall failed. He's trying to keep this out, but the hole is open. The scouts forced their way in. They have decent armor upgrades as well, so they can find villagers quite easily, and Barles is going to try to retreat now. He's getting knight armor as well, so Barles is not making crossbows either. He's going to go for his own knight, but Celtic knights do not have bloodlines. There's a reason why Celts are not a great knight civ. It's because their knights lack bloodlines. They don't have those upgrades that you need in order to fight one-on-one versus enemy knights. So as soon as the Khmer player starts spamming a lot of knights out, Celt Knights are going to look really bad, but actually right now, see, so now we are actually in a scenario that I thought we were going to see, right, when I saw the armor upgrade come in for the Khmer player. It is the Celt player who has gone for the second armor upgrade now on his knights. Well, will make them a lot better than backed knights in the last game, that's for sure. If you don't get armor up on them, they will definitely die to crossbows, regardless of bloodlines or not. But that's a lot of crossbows already. I don't think Barles wants to fight that. You know, you might have 3 knights, but that's not enough to take the fight here. And now there's a hole in your line as well. And Barles says GG, because he realizes there's just nothing, absolutely nothing he can do anymore with Celts. And I'm just not... I don't understand the Celts pick anyways, right? Because Celts, if you're not going to go for a long rush, they are not really a top tier archer civ. They're not... I mean, infantry has been buffed, that's true, but still, you know. And yeah, DauT switching into crossbows here was the right call. I mean, regardless of whether Barles had gone for his own crossbows or not, I think he would have been on the back foot. Just the pressure from DauT in the latter part of the Fuel Age was really good. And yeah, Barles wasn't really able to do a lot of wasn't able to do any eco damage to DauT whatsoever. And yeah, DauT macroing his way up like a god, getting a second town center up, starts to get a build lead, and then just dominates the front with better military. And yeah, Barles, I mean, it might have been a bit of a doubt, like, you know, what do I go for here? Do I go for knights? But yeah. The thing is, he makes knights. DauT sees that, and what does he do? Immediately makes knights of his own. So I mean, and then you're up against knights that can have bloodlines with a better food economy behind it. Maybe a bit of a first game jitters. Maybe Barles feels the need to do something out of the box to beat DauT, right? That could be it as well. If you see yourself as the underdog as well, you might feel the need to do weird stuff, right? To catch the other player off guard. Unfortunately, that did not work out for him. So DauT does win the first game here. Very good for him. Let's see what Barles can do in the next game. Maybe he can take a game off of DauT there. Anyways, the KD was absolutely horrendous for Barles. As you can see, 18 to 5 kills there. And in an early game, a KD like that says it all, right? Because we're not talking about huge numbers of military here. But yeah, I mean, DauT already got 26 military out at the end. Great stuff. Great economy to boot as well. I mean, less gold, but way more food, way more wood as well. I had more villagers working for him most of that game as well. And APM wise, very similar, around 80 APM. Nice. Nice. Alrighty. Well, that was a pretty first game. That was a pretty first game. Let me see. Check the Discord if they're going to a game 2. Not seeing one yet, but shouldn't be too long, honestly. So GG anyways. Let me get into the map draft so we can have a look at that. Here we go. Let's see. So we got a Celt loss and a Khmer win. I think that will be happy with that. Winning with Khmer against, you know, I mean, he probably didn't see Celt as like a serious threat really, because unless you go for a Wong rush, and even then, I mean, we know that DauT can deal with Wong rushes. I mean, everyone remembers that infamous Hidden Cup qualifier where Wong tried to qualify as well, and it did not go well at all. And DauT actually was up against Wong in that qualifier game, and and that wasn't the time that DauT was still like people weren't sure yet whether DauT was gonna have the chops, right, to make it into the top. It was Hidden Cup 2, I think. And they thought maybe he might actually lose to Wong, but he absolutely destroyed Wong. And poor Wong, man, he tapped out in the middle of that set because he just, he knew he wasn't going to be able to do it. And if he can't beat DauT with Celts on Arabia, then there's not much hope elsewhere. Because Wong, I mean, he's a solid player, right? Like, he doesn't always play Celts. He doesn't. Like, he likes Huns and Spanish as well, I think, which he plays here and there as well, and some, like, actually I've seen Wong play meta and do really well. Like, there's actually a game on YouTube that I casted. It was actually my first video. It's Hera versus Wong, except Hera played as Wong and Wong played, normal meta plays. And, well, that game didn't quite go well for Wong. But which Wong? Nah. But, yeah, I mean, you're still up against DauT, The Pumi says Wong is a god. He is a god. He definitely is. I mean, I wouldn't say he's like Zeus, but he's more like what would be the Greek god equivalent of Wong? I guess Ares, right? Like that's the thing. Ares is the god of war in the Greek mythology, but people didn't actually worship Ares, really. Like, if you wanted to worship someone for war, you would worship Athena, because she was the goddess of war, but then smart war, whereas Ares was just kind of seen as a brute, right? Someone would just go completely berserk kind of war. Guess that's not Wong too then. What is Wong? Is he Hermes? Nah. Maybe Ares. He causes strife wherever he goes, but then he's a girl, so that doesn't work either. I'll have to think about that one. In the meantime, we will go into a second game here because they have started. So let's get into this as fast as we can to catch up. There we go. Perfect. Let's go. And in the meantime, we can all think about what Greek god Wong is. Oh, we should do that for every pro player. Which god are they? That would be fun. Anyways, welcome to the second game here. No, damn it. Why does that keep happening? Weird. I don't know what that is. That's the game. I guess it's because it's so close to the real time that it tries to push you to the real time, kind of force you that way. But I don't want that because that's weird. Anyways, welcome to the second game between Barles and DauT. Unfortunately for Barles, he lost the first game against DauT, and this time he's going to try to go for some more meta play. You know, Kelt's not really working out for him last time. So we're going to get an Archer war this time around because DauT has gone for Britons and Barles has gone for Mayans. Funnily enough, a favorite Civ, I think, for both players, except Barles is the one who got Mayans, so he's probably going to be happy with that. Now, Mayans, of course, are a very dangerous Civ. They have a lot. They're very flexible for as far as a Meso Civ is concerned. You know, Eagles are always on the menu. You know, something to watch out for. Especially the later the game goes, the more likely it is that someone makes an Eagle switch. And if you're then up against, if you are an Archer player and you're up against the Meso Civ, and you suddenly have elite Eagles in your base, you're not gonna have a good time. Trust me. So, I'm not saying that Barles is definitely going to do that. That is more a late game kind of thing. I do not think we're going to get to see Eagles in the early game. It's definitely going to be Archers for now. It might never be Eagles, honestly. But yeah, but it's always a good question. Who is the better Archer Civ here if you look at everything? Because Britons are quite well rounded as well. They have okay cavalry. You know, have the final armor grade but no bloodlines. It's kind of like Burgundians. It's alright. You know, they have decent infantry as well. As in, they get all the upgrades, but nothing special there. Of course, God tier archers, right, with the extra range. Although they lack thumb ring, and they also. Oh well, that's the only thing they lack actually. For the rest, it's fully upgraded. Archer ranges produce faster, so it's easy. It's easy for a Briton player to get a lot of archers out on the field. But Mayans have cheaper archers. So it's actually easy for them as well to get a lot of archers on the field. So who's going to be able to mass the bigger mass of archers here? And when that happens, who is going to win the fights? As Barles probably recognizing that, well, I'm kind of behind here. I need something. It's gonna lame, but DauT has spotted that. He has spotted that. Look at that. He is right in the fog of war. Unfortunately for Barles, DauT has scouted that left side already. So he can see that Rhino in the fog of war. He knows exactly where he needs to go with his scout. And remember also that this Eagle is not as fast as a scout cavalry. It cannot run away, and this is going to be tough for Barles. Let's see. Okay, Barles now knows, okay, DauT is here. How is this going to go? Barles cannot run away from DauT, and DauT is just going to try to kill this Eagle here and there. He might actually get it as well. Barles still on his way home, still on 18 HP. Hey, is he going to get it? This is so tricky. If he gets the lame, be really nice. If he fails the lame, that's not too good. It's DauT is probably yelling like, "Yeah, this stupid MBL, man." It's even though it's not MBL. That's DauT now blocking the Rhino. He probably he's trying to go block the boar, but look what Barles is doing. He's sending another villager, and now it's okay. It's okay if the boar de-aggroes because this villager can take it home. So DauT is gonna try to snipe this Eagle now, which he won't even get. He won't even get it. So after all is said and done, as DauT takes some shots on his scout, Barles succeeds with the lame. DauT is probably complaining about that already, like you, and also because he took a shot on his scout with the TC. As a result of that, doesn't really have the HP to go for a. Oh, he's thinking about it. He's like, that Rhino is downhill. I might be able to get it. He's thinking about it. He's like, can I get it? I don't have the HP, but can I maybe still lame this? I see MBL do it all the time. It can't be that hard, right? Nah, okay, he's gonna run a. Ooh, but he could lame the villager. But yeah, Barles is aware of that. It's very close to the DC, so like they're trying to lame here, but it's too close to the DC. So yeah, that villager not gonna die. And DauT will have to cut his losses and run home. I mean, fast. I mean, to get. To push in some deer. Has stolen some goats, so at least there's that. Is already up to fuel age, so despite losing a Rhino there, still has macroed his way up like a god. I mean, this is doubtful. I think he already took his deer, didn't he? Oh no, they're right there. Never mind. You can still push those in. It's around the wood line though, but you know, for some extra food, you are Britain, so having some early food is not the biggest deal, right? You're gonna go for archers anyways. He has some extra herdables as well, which remember Britons take those faster. So it's okay for DauT. It's okay. Yeah, I think it will be fine. But it's also good for Barles because remember that Rhino lasts longer for Mayans, so that's a lot of a lot of extra food that he gets for free there. So, very nice. Oh yeah, and if you wonder what is in that TC, it is an Eagle Scout, which Barles is healing up, but as you can see, that goes really slowly. This is why herbal medicine is so important, right? So you can heal up that starting Eagle, even though you can't get herbal medicine until Castle Age. Or was it Imperial Age? Now I forgot. Probably Castle Age. Such a meme tag, though. Like, so few pro players would ever consider getting that tag. Although, honestly, if you get herbal medicine, you go to Imperial Age with poles, and then put villagers in town centers, they heal so fast. They heal so fast that it's, like, visible. Because poles have their villagers heal HP anyways. It's that stacks really nicely with herbal medicine. I don't know what you would use that for, but honestly, it's just a cool fact, and I'd like to share that. Now, these are not men-at-arms yet. Barles not getting that upgrade right now. I wonder if he intended to get that upgrade or not. Guess not. He'd already dropped his archer range, so I guess it's going to be skirmishers for now. Interesting as well. So not archers. Not archers, Well, I mean, he expects archers from the Britons player, obviously, right? Like, that's what Britons do. You know, you definitely want to stop your opponent from massing archers early on, because that's very dangerous. Now, DauT has fully walled his base. It's kind of a nice little long-shaped base here. Barles is trying to get the walls up at the same time as well. The scout cannot deny the wall off. He cannot deny the wall off, but yeah. He does have the resources for men-at-arms, right? Like, he had a lot of resources. I was confused why we're not getting that, but... I mean, maybe he thinks he can't get enough value out of the men-at-arms, and if that is the case, indeed, not getting men-at-arms is probably the wise choice here. And so far, hasn't been able to do too much damage with it, but oh boy. 41 food. Don't show your militia. Don't show them! Oh, imagine if he hadn't done that. Maybe that DauT would have gone for an overchop here on the berry bush, and he would have been able to get in. Anyway, walls going up for Barles as well. He's gone for quite the crazy walls here. Nice box base right there. Keep a lot of his base safe, and not a lot of space for DauT to counterattack now. DauT for now also not investing in 2 archer ranges. I mean, this is pretty standard for pro players, right? Where they don't invest in the second archer range because it's too easily countered. Blacksmith coming up now. Ooh, interesting. That's quite late for a blacksmith. Normally, what you do, either you do 2 archer ranges or you do a blacksmith and an archer range. Yeah, DauT only now getting that blacksmith. Needs that for some fletching. And some maybe some armor on his skirmishers if he makes more of those. For now, the village is just kind of under fire here, not chopping that berry bush fully. It's a very nice wall. As his house is going down quite quickly. This berry bush is a better wall than this house. Just think about that. And this house, yeah, because of the -1 melee armor, these militia, even though they do only 4 attack, I mean. They actually do 5 damage to this house, so it's pretty decent. I really like that nerf. Suddenly, there's something you have to be more nervous about when you drop house walls. Honestly, you can't just sit behind your houses again. I know that players that like to make house walls instead of palisade walls are probably decrying this nerf to their house walls is bad, but you know. Has horse collar? Who got horse collar? Ooh, Barles got horse collar. Well, see, that's the thing. That's the thing, like normally when you go men-at-arms, you cannot afford horse collar because it's too expensive, so maybe not getting men-at-arms here allows him to have the food for horse collar, which will means that his farms that he brings out will be better. Although most of these are still Dark Age farms, so, oh, you mean DauT? Did he not have horse collar before, then? I mean, he didn't go for men-at-arms, he just went straight into archer, so I mean, he should be able to afford horse collar, so it's good that he got the upgrade, I guess. Definitely. Some of these farms are going to be Dark Age farms, but some of them, yeah, they like for example these are not Dark Age farms. They are actually they are Feudal Age farms. Maybe explains the 1 range. Yeah, I mean definitely if you're going to invoke, if like the thing with 1 range is that your goal is not to go for a lot of Feudal Age aggression. You try to do as much as you can with minimal army counts, which is usually what most pro players like doing. Anyways, it suits their style usually, right? Whereas if you go for 2 archer ranges, you want to flood the map with military and feudal age. So yeah, not dropping that second range allows you to get more farms up, get horse collar and things like that. So this is definitely true. But also the fact of the matter is also that DauT probably knew that Barles only is just going to go for some skirmishers here. He's not even making that many archers. So if I go two range range archers is risky because my opponent is likely to just have skirmishers to defend that with one range, and that's fine. As well, DauT is on the way to castle. It's already at 1 minute, and Barles is trying to macro his way up. Has not sold a stone yet. He doesn't want to do that quite yet. You know, Mayans having some extra town centers to defend your economy is quite important. As yeah, now clicks up, but he's a full 2 minutes, almost 2 minutes behind to the castle age. And DauT, look at the timing as well. These archers are going to arrive right as he hits castle age to go for a counterattack, while Barles is trying to break into the front gate, but that's not going to happen. Ay. I mean, it's not been a lot of... There's been no eco damage whatsoever to either player. There's been some slight engagements here and there. A slight Vil lead as well for Barles, 39 to 37. And remember, Barles also got Wheelbarrow. Huh. Isn't he supposed to be behind in Vil count then? Or what did I miss here? Oh wait, he's also going up the castle age, and DauT only now, you know, he's now ready. So yeah, that explains the 2 villager loss here. As yeah, Barles was thinking about stonewalling this because he knows what's going to happen now. The crossbows arrive, so he has to drop a tower on his gold. I think that's probably the best way to keep yourself safe. He knows, you know, if I try to boom now, I'll just die. So it's probably better to defend myself and make sure that I won't lose access to this gold. At the same time, trying to take a fight here against the crossbows, but you're also up against crossbows with better range, better attack than you. But they are stuck in a corner. They can't get out of here. So Barles is keeping these crossbows away and is sniping a lot of these crossbows as well. This is actually not that bad for Barles. That was a bunch of crossbows that have gone down. At least 5 there. That's not bad at all. No, that's just feudal age skirmishers. I don't think Barles is going to care about that. And now this army is a lot less scary. On the other side, though, DauT hitting the wood line from Barles, forcing these villagers away. Still no eco kill for either player here. As we have a barracks. Ooh. Eagle switch. I told you, the later the game goes, the more likely that the eagle switch is going to come. And probably Barles switching at the eagles here because he's behind in the archer count, right? You know, he's not... He knows he's not going to catch up to the archer count now from DauT, because DauT already has 17 crossbows on the field. And man, look at that. DauT immediately getting cavalry armor for his horses, getting a stable as well. He's probably expecting the eagles to come out. He saw that flag on the barracks, so he probably knows what's up. You know, he also knows it's going to take a while for these eagles to get to sufficient numbers here to really become scary. It's really elite eagles that are the scariest, because eagle warriors, they're good, but they're not super strong just yet. Like, especially they lack speed. Like, if you get the eagle warrior upgrade, they run so much faster. Even after squires, right? Like, it's a noticeable difference. Yeah, they're gonna be a lot faster now, as you can see. Boom. Meso cavalry. Yeah, DauT with ballistics, extra Britain range, happily chases these eagle warriors down. But I think Barles is okay with this. He's okay with the fact that these crossbows are chasing him now instead of trying to go to his base. As these militia are still alive. How are these militia still alive, man? They've been running around the map so long. Well, I mean, they're still here, so awesome. I guess if the Britain player converts some of your eagles somehow and then tries to attack you, you have somewhat of a counter. Oh, actually, no. Militia don't have any bonus damage versus eagle warriors. That's good to know. Whilst DauT is now going to go for a counter attack, and please don't tell me there's a hole there. Oh god, thank god. I thought that looked like a hole for a second there. As well, the eagle warrior is trying to make it into DauT's base, but DauT has kept his berry bushes alive. Look at the attention to detail there to do something like that. Look at the attention to detail there for DauT. There's a giant hole near your berry bushes. I mean, please. Right, how did you not see that? Well, it was a good idea, but it in the end doesn't end up working then. As eagle warriors kind of idling in the wood line. I mean, they are idling a bunch of villagers, so it's still good damage, but at the same time, you are under stress in the back of your own base. There's a tower on the gold, so at least DauT can't really run through here, but the knights there as an addition make this so much more difficult. Eagles do make it into the wood line here. You know, villagers still have to run. It's still some idle time for DauT's economy, but it's not like he's not doing counter damage. And knights are stronger than Eagle Warriors will easily deal with them as well. As lots of Eagles coming out here for Barles now. Let's see how this fight is gonna go. It's gonna depend on DauT's micro. If he can micro away, he's losing a lot of crossbows in the meantime. You can look at the HP. It's getting pretty eerily close here. 16 crossbows. The more that number goes down, the more Eagles will be able to do. And this is actually not a bad fight for Barles there. Patiently waiting, right, until he gets a good number of Eagle Warriors in order to start sniping crossbows. And you can tell it takes longer for the crossbows to kill these Eagles now. And lots of Eagles have died. Lots of Eagles have died. This is true. But look at the numbers for DauT now. It's still at 22. That's not a lot. Okay, now the Knights are here. Now you need to run away. There you go. Gonna run away, trying to out micro ballistics. Yeah, I need to. That's difficult to do, of course. Especially nowadays, because they buffed ballistics, by the way. Ballistics works better against fast-moving targets now. And that includes the Eagle Warriors and Kings and things like that. So, I leave it to Leary to prove to us that, once again, he can out-micro anything. So, you know. Leary will be playing later this day or late tomorrow. I'm not sure which it is. I think tomorrow, actually. So, we'll see him then. In any case, I mean, the Eagle Warrior numbers, they're not that high. Luckily, they don't cost a lot of food, so you could potentially boom alongside it. But remember that Barles is still on 1 TC. But so is DauT. Only now going to the 2nd TC, which is cheaper with Britain. So DauT is going to add some economy here. And his army count looking really good. Having this many knights as well makes it so much more difficult for the Mayan player to deal with this. It's going pikeman here is not really a good choice, because of the amount of crossbows that are already here. And the fact of the matter is that Eagle Warriors are just not as strong as Knights. That's a lot of Knights as well. They do have decent upgrades as well. They lack bloodlines, of course, but hey, that's fine. That's actually interesting. I didn't know that Eagle Warriors had that much of a bonus damage against cavalry. Look at that, 3 bonus damage. So these Eagle Warriors will actually do 11 attack against these Knights. That's not too bad, actually. That's similar to what the attack that Knights do against Eagles. If not more attack, actually. I can't underestimate that. In any case, the Knights wanted to run in there, but the Barles was waiting for that to attack from the back. Also has a monk there, but the monk gets sniped by the crossbows. This fight is important. This fight is so important, because if the Barles loses this fight, it's not a very good sign for him, because that is an expensive army to lose. But the Knights making the difference here. The crossbows stay alive, and Barles calls the GG, because he realizes that at this point it's going to take forever to get his eagle count up. He staked his entire future there on that one fight, and unfortunately it did not turn out for him. Not getting a conversion also didn't help there. Maybe should have been a bit more patient, waited until he had a fewer more eagles there. But even besides that, you know, DauT just looked like he was in the driver's seat. More army on the field, more economy on the field as well. You know, it's so tough. It's so tough in that position as well, especially because you know that Barles probably wanted to make his own crossbow mass. Switching into Eagles, like I said, it can be pretty OP, but really the later the game goes, the better it gets. Especially in Imperial Age, Elite Eagle Warriors are awesome. They're sick. But you need a great economy to afford all of that. And Barles' economy was not the best in the world, you know, because he was on 1 TC. It was basically an all-in, and this all-in went down right there. It was all-in and all dead. So, you know, yeah, I understand the GG there. So we're gonna update the scoreboard. Boom, very nice. And we can have a quick look at the statistics here. I don't know, 1v1 statistics sometimes not really the most interesting here now, because there's less stats, less of them, right? Also, these games have been really short so far, so we haven't really had a single late imp game yet. I don't know if that happened just in the last 2 days, because I wasn't able to really follow a lot of the games. But we'll hope for it today, of course, you know. But yeah, great KD there for DauT. I mean, that fight at the end was. Yeah, that fight at the end was really good. I mean, like, look at this. His military count barely dipped. And, yeah, Barles lost all of his. Like, look at this line. It's super sharp. Also, the only conversion of the game... Oh, there's no conversion. Yeah, Barles wanted to defend with some monks, but unfortunately his monk got sniped. I mean, Britain archers with that extra range definitely help you there. Economy-wise, it was similar. Actually, a better food economy for Barles even. A better wood economy and gold economy for DauT. little bit stoned, so Barles was thinking about getting a castle up, maybe even going for some plumed archers, perhaps. But yeah, it's not to be. It's not to be. We weren't quite there yet. And hey, it's just like I said, DauT is seen as the top seed, as the top dog player here. I mean, people expect DauT to win, but I hope that Barles is going to be able to get a game off of DauT in the next game. You know, I like in Dutch we have we have a word for that. Iemand iets gunnen, right? That's to want someone to get something. Like you think they deserve it basically, but then it's I don't know how to say that in English honestly, but I want Barles to get a third game on DauT, and the third game has already started. So let's get into that. We don't really have the time. Man, they are at a breakneck pace here. Like I remember when I cast Virgo Cup, it was way more chill than this because I was in charge of when I started the next game. But no, we have to move on because we still have. I mean, we're only halfway maybe after this set. So, geez. Well, okay, we're just past halfway now because we did have a part of the second set already, so that's there too. So in any case, let's get into the third game if it loads for me. Waiting for it to load, and they're speeding up again. God damn it. Okay, there we go. Welcome to the third game here between Barles and DauT, and Barles' tournament life is on the balance here. He has to get a win here if he wants to remain into this. Want to make it into the round of. Well, wants to make it through the round of 16. But it's going to be tough because you're up against DauT, of course, that veteran player in the red here, playing as the Tatars. Oh boy, DauT is going to go back to his roots. He wants to get some cavalry archers out. I mean, if you're going to pick Huns, anything can happen. But if you pick Tatars, that is the clear sign to anyone. Unless you're one of those trolls that goes for Kashyyyks and flaming camels. And God, I hope we get flaming camels. It's not going to happen. Flaming camels are very much a meme unit. I wish they buffed it though. That would be cool. If it would actually be a good thing to use for Tatars. Maybe instead of putting it behind a unique deck, right? Just allow you to make that unit from like the stables or something. No, wait. That would be OP. That would be too OP. Don't do that. That'd be crazy. Or would it be? We'll just have to talk about that some other time. In any case, let's see what Barles has gone for. Ethiopians. All right. So that's a foot archer civ. Well, Ethiopians, of course, lack mobility, but they do have very powerful archers that fire faster. So we'll see. We'll see if Barles can make it happen this time around. Let's see. So, well, that rhino is quite far forward for Barles, and I hope that for him that DauT doesn't go for the revenge here for that lame in the second game, because that of course happened. And Barles, he's right there to lame again. Right there. But luckily for DauT, his villager was already on the way to take that rhino. And I don't think he's gonna get this rhino because DauT is on top of that one. He knows that it's there. Yeah, Barles will know this as well, so he's not gonna stick around here too long. But ooh, takes the first hit though, and now he has to run away even more. Tries to take the hill on DauT as well. Try to take some hits. Oh, gets another hit on DauT. Ooh, this time it's Barles that has slightly more HP. Yeah, DauT has less HP than DauT. Did I say DauT has less HP than DauT? I mean DauT has less HP than Barles. So in the end, DauT has to run away from this, but now Barles still can't lane this rhino. So hey, it's a small engagement that maybe are worth it. Things like that. Anyways, let's have a look at the map, because the last few games have started so fast that we didn't really have the time to talk about that. So we have a forward-ish berries here for DauT. There's a hill in the front of his base. Actually, there's lots of hills. Man, King of the Desert is very hilly. This is another map where you're basically surrounded by hills at your home base, which is that is a big disadvantage for the defender, because that means the attacker is likely going to have a hill on you unless you wall on that hill. So I mean, if you wall on that hill just in front of it, then you have the hill over the attacker. So, that's how they would do it in ancient times, right? You build a hill and you build your wall on top of that, so you do more damage. Not how it's calculated in real life, but having the high ground is definitely worth it in that regard. As DauT pushing in a zebra here and there, just for some extra food. Very nice. Yeah, some stone here as well if you want to go for a castle. Let's look at the gold spots. DauT has a back gold. I think his base is fine. You have 3 main wood lines, so not as much wood as you could have, right? It could be 2 to 4, or even 5, I think. It's a lot. It's a lot of different kinds of bases that Arabia generations that are possible now, which is why this generation is better than the new Arabia, in my opinion. Let's have a look at Barles' base. Barles has 3 main wood lines as well, and then this sliver of a wood line, so technically 4, I guess, as Barles is trying to push in a zebra, but the zebra is trolling him because zebras are fickle creatures, for sure. As berries kind of in the back, but on a hill. That's a tricky hill. Difficult to wall, also difficult to defend against archers as well. Gold is slightly forward. I wouldn't consider this a back gold. Like it's if you draw a line from the TC, you know, opposite, you know, what is the word? Perpendicular towards red's TC, you know, just like this. Then you can see that the gold is in front of that, therefore it's not a back gold. As DauT, I don't know what his scout was doing here, but the DauT scout does go down to the TC, and that's a nice little early boost there for DauT, because he will be able to scout the map now, something that DauT will not be able to do. And let's see what DauT's scouting look like. No, he just... I wonder how he ran into the TC, because he saw this, right? I mean, if you see that, then you should... I don't know, you should... Yeah, stop, right? Or, yeah, okay. Well, I mean, that just happens, right? You can't be perfect all the time. The DauT scout, unfortunately, going down there. Now, Barles is making militia, so he's going to try to go for some men-at-arms shenanigans. And DauT, of course, going to go for some scouts. Now, DauT does not know whether men-at-arms are going to come out here, but he does see that the fuel each time from Barles is later, so you might expect that. Barles' score is always so significantly higher than DauT, which should also give that away. Because if you make military, it boosts your score. So if DauT looks at the score right now, he could probably guess what's coming his way. He could probably guess that. I mean, honestly, if I can guess it, then he can too. That's one of those, like, I'm still learning to see what does score signify, and that's one of the things that I have learned. Like, when you go men-at-arms, your score is usually higher than it is when you go scouts, until the scouts come out, of course. And, well, the men-at-arms have made it here, but not men-at-arms quite yet, but in 10 seconds they will be. That's not what Wong means when he says ETC, lol. Well, that's true. That's true. What's the follow-up here? Oh, a range follow-up. Well, I mean, Ethiopians, right? No surprises there that we're gonna go for a range behind this. Why I like going men-at-arms with the Ethiopians, by the way, is it's very simple. They get 100 gold, 100 food at the start of the game. As the palisade wall goes down, the men-at-arms make it into the berries here, and DauT gets pushed off of these berries right now. An important early part of your food economy. Also drops in archery range. We know that DauT likes to defend himself with some skirmishers while sending his scouts forward. You know, this is looking alright for Barles again. It's looking alright for Barles, but Barles' early game has looked pretty solid, but it's the follow-up, right? It's the follow-up to that early game that has been problematic for Barles so far. So we'll see how that's going to go for him now. But so far, you know, you're pushing your opponent off of food economy, which is important. Luckily, Tatars, they get more food on their herdables, so that it actually lasts longer, so... They actually still have food right now instead of having to go to berries. So it's not like their entire food economy is nerfed right now. That's, hey, I always say that Tatars don't have the best early economy, but that is a pretty nice bonus in this particular situation. As DauT doesn't want to lose his mill, so he's going to try to defend that. But yeah, Barles is here with some military as well. And Archer is sniping, well, taking some HP off of that villager. But not a lot because it doesn't have fletching yet. Man, I always say, and T90 always said, don't move out without fletching, right? But yeah, if you go out with one archer, then that archer is not there to kill things. It's there to delay, to harass, deny resources. That's what it's supposed to do. So you don't really need fletching. That's really the logic behind it. If you don't mean to kill villagers, you don't need fletching. If you go forward with a lot of archers and you want to kill villagers, then you should definitely have fletching. As DauT has still kept his mill up. Barely, though. It's at 50 HP. Barles is trying to stop this villager from repairing. At least he's trying to do so. As DauT is trying to defend himself with some skirmishes. At some point, this aggression should go down. It's still repairing, though. But that's such a lot of wood that he has to invest in this right now. As, yeah, the archer is... almost going to go down on 1 HP. Yeah, Barles is going to give up on that. And DauT gets to keep his mill up. It's on fire, though. I don't know if you want to live in that anymore. All the wheat that was stored in it is probably already burned. As, wait a minute. We missed something over here. We missed something over here big time. What the hell happened there? Looks like Barles brought a villager forward and was planning to drop a Vivi tower on the back wood line for DauT. But DauT spotted that tower going up somehow. And got a counter tower up. And now the villager got found out by the scouts, the DauTer scouts. Yeah, that villager is dead. The house is denied. It's a DauT house for now. So yeah, that's unfortunate. That tower doesn't do too much for Barles. And also the fact is, he did build it. He built it all the way, but I guess he lost it. Yeah, so they had a tower war in the meantime, and it looks like DauT was the one who won that. And yeah, if you only bring one villager forward, you can't win a tower war, right? But that's too bad that we missed that. Kind of stuck looking at this mill. Imagine that, right? Imagine that. We can't even look at two things at the same time. These players have to do things at the same time, right? You know, fight on two fronts simultaneously. So it tells you how good they are. Anyway, Barles is bringing out a lot of archers right now. This is not the age that the Tatars will want to shine in. You know, this is why why DauT is not making a whole lot of units beyond some scouts and skirmishes. He probably wants to get up the castle age as well. Although, this is what I always said in Virgo Cup as well if someone went with the Tatars. Opening with crossbow is not the worst thing with the Tatars. You get free thumb ring, right? Thumb ring for free. And if you ask yourself how can they afford free thumb ring, it's because they stole it from the Vikings. Don't you know history? Yeah. You open with thumb ring crossbows. Maybe you can get an advantage that way in the fights, and then after that you switch into cavalry archers. It's safer, right? Unless you have a huge lead already when you go make it to castle age. In that case, go ahead, feel free. But I don't think that's going to be the case for Barles. I don't think that this is going to lead to a big lead here. The defense from DauT has been really good. Yeah, the skirmisher taking out two archers there. Yeah, it's looking pretty good for DauT so far, defense-wise. His score is higher, has more farms right now because he went scouts. This blue is making me confused. Less farms for Barles, so it's going to take him a while to get to castle age. Although, his food count is higher, but again, with 19 farmers, or at least, no, it's not 19 farmers, it's 15 farmers. 13. Wait, I'm missing a villager on food then. Is someone on deer or something like that? Or what? No. Okay, well, whatever. Anyways, the archers for Barles dead. Or not. Nope, they're right here. Okay. He managed to get around then. DauT, of course, does not know the archers are there, but has two skirmishers prepared to defend this. Yeah, man. It's just, anywhere you go, just freaking skirms there to defend. It's just, counter units are the worst. The absolute worst. I see some more blue moving across the map here, some more archers going forward. DauT trying to macro his way up to the next stage. He's selling some wood, buying some food. And it has to catch up with Barles because Barles, despite having actually a similar number of farms, he still got up at a nice time here. His main goal, though, not fully walled, is still open on this side. I'm not sure if he's going to continue to wall that or not. At the same time, archers making their way into DauT's base. Still no KD eco kill for Barles. He's still trying to get some. It's only DauT who got an eco kill, and that was really that one villager that built the tower. And Barles now going to try to wall his base a little bit more here at the top. Probably good that he does so. Especially because his main gold is right there. And where's his other gold? That's a gold. And oh boy. That is the only save gold he has. It's very important that he protects this gold. He should probably wall a bit more around his tower or something. If he feels at any point that gold is going to get threatened. On the left side here, we have some archers from Barles trying to get an eco kill. Although he did get one actually, so I'm not sure why that happened. But maybe on the way running through the wood line. Not sure. Again, that blue is confusing. I keep thinking that Barles has something up there, fighting in the wood line, but it's just palisade walls. Both players on the way to Castle Age, less than a minute away in both cases. So, hey, they're all good here. They're all good and dandy. No complaints whatsoever here. As DauT is chasing down these stray archers from Barles, which he's just microing them for the shits and giggles. But yeah, that's not going to survive. As scouts, when did he make those? Because I saw him drop a stable, but I didn't think he would actually make something from it. Huh. Well, obviously it's going to be crossbows for Barles, right? If you pick Ethiopians, that's kind of what you want to go for. Adding some scouts though is pretty nice because these scouts, yeah, they can get some damage in on the skirmishers before DauT can get the upgrades on these. Elite skirmisher upgrade is quite expensive, which is what he's trying to go for now. I wonder if we're going to get to see cavalry archers here, because if you pick Tatars, you definitely want to pick, you definitely want to make cavalry archers. Like, there's no doubt about that one. But the question is, when do we switch in that? And DauT probably thinks it's too risky right now with his main gold exposed like that. Hasn't walled whatsoever. His base kind of looks like an AI, like how an AI would design the base. We have a pikeman. Ethiopians get that upgrade for free, by the way. So if you expect a lot of cavalry out of your opponent, with Ethiopians, it's always easy to switch into some pikemen for that. As DauT now fighting with villagers, it might actually be the correct call here, because he doesn't want to keep losing skirmishes there. And the scout cavalry for the Ethiopian player going down here, but not after having killed a lot of skirmishers. So they got value, these scouts. Hey, never underestimate the power of a few scouts here. As this Knights right to raid a woodline, I think. Did raid the woodline. Lots of idols for DauT there. So, you know, that's pretty nice, but I think it's going to have to run away now. DauT still defending his gold, and now has to abandon his gold as well as the Knight makes his way to the gold. This is actually the first game, I'd say, where even in Castellates, it looks a little bit better for Barles right now. He has more military on the field. The military that is on the field for him is significantly stronger than it is for DauT, and perhaps DauT, who is switching into cavalry archers now, might be a bit on the back foot here, but he's still defending solidly now, you know. But he needs to reclaim his gold. Needs to reclaim that gold, because that's the only safe gold he has right now. Yeah, the other ones are right there. This is an important gold for DauT, which is why Barles keeps returning to that gold. He wants to get to the gold. He's getting upgrades on his knights as well. Ethiopians might not have the best knights in the world, but that doesn't mean their knights are trash. As Barles is sniping a few villages on the other side on the woodline here. DauT is defending with some skirms. Look at this woodline. Look how bad that is. He hasn't been able to go out to the main wood line. And Barles is still getting kills here, as DauT just can't take wood efficiently. It's just no wood lines for him. He got no wood. More villagers continue to die here. This is really the first time in the series that Barles is getting significant damage in on DauT here. This is looking really good for Barles. This is exactly the kind of stuff that he needs here. Yes, loses his archers on the left side, but now these crossbows on the right are absolutely dominating here. As Barles is macroing his way a little bit to get the food, to get the second armor upgrade, the last one he can get with Ethiopians, of course. Hey, Ethiopian cavalry is not very good. It just isn't. Cavalry archers posted outside the gold. There is technically a lot of villages that could be raided here. Again, Barles' base is not very safe as well. Hasn't added town centers just yet, right? So, I don't know. As now, look at that. The Knights getting in on the skirmishes, and the Knights will be able to kill these skirmishers much quicker than scouts would be able to. As Barles micros forward to snipe the CA, which do not have a lot of upgrades. At the same time, the Knights still massacring the skirmishers, and Barles is just going to run right away, let this Knight do its work. At the same time, a Knight raiding the gold, and DauT doesn't really have the gold right now to afford a whole lot of cavalry archers. It's right now, like, it's just all over DauT right now, who is strapped for wood as well. I mean, he has wood banked up, but he can't take it anywhere safely. And yeah, just the Knight and crossbow combo here really working out. I mean, normally they say pick one unit and make a lot of it, right? But in this case, having some Knights here just to counter the skirmishers actually works out really well for Barles. So that's good that he continues to do that. As these Knights are really weak, could still kill villagers if DauT doesn't pay attention to it, that is. Like these Knights could still wreck this entire woodline if DauT doesn't pay attention to it. Which he does pay attention to it. Honestly, if the Knights have 1 HP, please turn around and kill it. There you go, thank you. Thank you. Okay, the Knights go down. There we go. That might be an instinct as well, right? Like, you might not have the time to check the HP of your opponent's units, right? If you're in DauT's shoes. He just wants to run the villagers, and he only realized afterward that they were quite weak. But more counterattacks coming their way as now camels going forward. And look at that. So many places that DauT can be raided here. All these woodlines are super exposed. And Barles is sending units anywhere. As he is attacking on the left, crossbows coming in on the right. This is so well done by Barles. This is looking really good for him. And DauT, he's trying to get his cavalry archer numbers up. But remember, not quite there yet. These crossbows escaped. They could go right back and hit the left side of DauT's base again. DauT is at 45 villages, and Barles, despite being only on 1 town center, is at 59. And is now getting his own elite skirmisher upgrade because he realizes, okay, that's going to be a lot of CA. Let's add in some skirms as well here and there, just to be annoying. And hey, skirmishers do okay against cavalry archers. They're definitely cost effective at that. Now, cavalry archers getting to a number where knights should probably be more cautious around them, right? You can't just run in with a knight anymore, try to snipe some skirmishers. That's going to be more difficult. But DauT's basically keeping his army here to protect this freaking wood line right now, because the top side of his base is just completely abandoned right now. The wood line here completely chopped through. Couldn't get to this wood line out there. So again, this is the only wood line for DauT right now, who's getting some upgrades on his cavalry archers as Barles doubles back to hit the gold, gets a villager as well. Might even get a second one. Probably not. No, not going to get a second one. Just going to have to run away from that. But again, drawing these cavalry archers away from the front, and now the crossbows are attacking from the front again. This is so annoying to play again as well. Just being attacked from either side at the same time. It's perfect. More crossbows streaming forward. That's 23 crossbows already. It's still an eco lead for Barles as well. Look at the score difference as well. 4.4k versus 3.8. Wow. The aggression from Barles here has paid off big time. Sending in military, going for some 1 ETC all in here. Worked out really well. And Barles is buying a castle. He's buying a castle. Is he going to go for a forward castle? Oh boy. He's going to go for a forward castle against DauT. And if DauT sees that, he will probably want to stop that. You know, like you thought I was DauT. You're DauT. 105. I mean, if that castle goes up on this wood line and this farm, like a castle right, like somewhere over here where the nice part of this wood line would be amazeballs. Would be so good. But there is still a lot of army right here. DauT has cavalry archers with a lot of upgrades. Crossbows still have to run away from these elite skirms that are following suit, which have good upgrades as well. And Barles is trying to micro and snipe as many of these as he can, because if he can kill the DauT's army, then maybe he can get this castle up. At the same time, he's gonna go for it. Only 6 villagers though. I mean, even DauT could tell you that going for a 6 villager castle is risky, but DauT can't see it. Oh, that is perfect. Look at that. It's right in the fog of war. DauT might never expect that. Oh, but he's going to chase though. Oh, that was a mistake for Barles. The skirmish is letting DauT know, letting him know that that castle is going up, because when you attack, of course, you get a little bit of sight around the unit that attacks you. So now DauT will know about this. You know, he might try to stop this. This castle doesn't really threaten his wood line yet, but it's such a nice position. Gold there. You know, no gold for DauT if this game continues on. And of course, a nice position for Barles to push from. I think this castle is going to go up because the cavalry archers are making their way to Barles' base. Maybe looking for some damage. But now that there's a town center up, it's just looking really good for Barles. It's looking really good for Barles. I think he might actually get his game here. And I'm so happy about that for him as well, man. I'm really happy about that for him. Yeah, reacting as well. And DauT goes to GG. And Barles, for the first time in this series, takes a game here from DauT after a deserved victory as well. This was really well done by Barles, man. Like, that was great. Like, just attacking left and right. And DauT getting punished for not walling, man. See? This is why we are waller boys. And not just that. I don't know. Maybe a bit too greedy, trying to get up the castle age, trying to go for cavalry archers. I mean, it was a bit straightforward as well. You know, like, Barles was not surprised by that. But, I mean, it's not so much the mistakes DauT made. He didn't make a whole lot. It's really because Barles played out of his mind, man. He played so good. Sending little armies here and there, keeping them alive over the most part as well. Just, you know, to run right back, keep denying this goal so that DauT couldn't really make a lot of cavalry archers. DauT also had a lot of wood problems, and Barles, correctly recognizing that, kept hitting those wood lines, adding in some knights, even though Ethiopians get trash cavalry, no bloodlines, no final armor upgrade. Trash, but not useless. They're not good, but they're not bad either. And if you use the knights in this way against enemy skirmishers to raid wood lines and things like that, it's fine. And look at the vill count. Both players, right? Both players are 1 TC. Barles had 5 minutes of ILTC time to boot, but he's still 20 villagers ahead, and that should tell you a lot. Look at that eco KD, 25 bills down for DauT there. This was a really good game for Barles. My God, he can be proud of himself in this one. And I'm glad too, because now, you know, that evens out the series a little bit, and probably DauT will have to, you know, he can't just sit on his laurels. He has to actually get up now and finish out the series, because if he gives Barles a way in, Barles has proven, you give me a chance, I'll take it. I'll take it. Now, this time around, great KD for Barles. You know, the fights were really good for him, and making Ethiopians work, making it work as well. Looking at the economy, should be much better all around for Barles. Yeah, look at that. Way more resources collected in total. That's because you had more villagers working at all times. Whereas DauT was just continuously defending. Like, we barely looked at Barles' base. We didn't have to. We didn't have to. There's nothing going on there. Yeah, and look at this. If you imagine, if Barles had to kill no villagers for DauT, they would have a similar vill number. Look at that. But because of the aggression from Barles, DauT kept falling behind in the vill number. Like, he never got beyond 51. And look at the end. Barles was microing like a god. He knew that it was looking good for him. He was like, I'm gonna go all in on this game. Fantastic. Okay, let me quickly look. Okay, no fourth game yet. I'm not sure if they take a break or anything like that. Gives me a time here for just for a second to update the scoreboard, my own scoreboard, because I hadn't done that yet. So let's do that real quick. I mean, that's why I haven't done that, because we have a scoreboard and capture ratio. There's no reason really to. I don't really need another scoreboard, but it just looks nice, right? Like, so we can also see that for the video. Perfect stuff. Alrighty, well, we're just gonna wait. I can't imagine that it's gonna take long for the fourth game to happen, unless they take a small break. Let me see if someone is saying something about that. Nope, no information there. So it's probably gonna be. Probably gonna be any time now. So in the meantime, why don't we look at the Civ draft, right? You know, so we gotta have a look at that. Let's update this. What did we have already? We had Barles losing with Mayans against Britons, and then DauT lost with Tatars against Ethiopians. Alrighty. So what do we have left here? We have Magyars, Huns, and Sicilians. So some very aggressive civilizations for our DauT that are left here on Arabia. Well, Bulgarians is a good aggressive civ as well. Vikings now have worse archers because of the thumb ring. Unless DauT goes for Sicilians and then also goes for infantry, I don't think we're going to get to see infantry from the Vikings pick here. But Barles might continue with Vikings here, right? He had success with Ethiopians with some foot archers against the cavalry from DauT, so he might consider continuing with that instead of going for Bulgarians and Byzantines, where you're most likely, especially with Bulgarians, you're probably going to go for cavalry, right? Unless he feels the need to counter, he feels the need to counter with that. As we have a fourth game, so let's get into that. Don't have to speculate too long over here. Let's have a looky look. Let's get back into the lobby here. Let's hope I can find it though. Sometimes the game doesn't show up for me. Still not showing up. Still not showing up. Let's try the link then. See if that works, and that works, and oh, okay. Interesting Civ choices there. Very nice. And there we go. And now I have to immediately pause, because for some reason the game keeps speeding up for me as someone dropped. DauT disconnected. Okay. DauT disconnected. Okay, never mind. That happens. Well, I did already get to see the civilizations that the players are going to go for, and I'm just telling you, it's not going to be Vikings. Instead, you'll see in a second. I'm just waiting for a new link to be sent to us here by Krasini, because it was a drop. Thanks, DE. That's what we say then. Unless it was just me. Oh well. Shouldn't take too long, right? Unless, please don't tell me that DauT's internet has died too, right? Because that would be kind of sus. DauT loses a game and then suddenly his internet dies. Nah, I'm just kidding. Just kidding, of course. Let's see. Not seeing anyone talk about it in the Discord though. Was it just maybe me then, or what? Let me just try the link again, just for the heck of it. Huh? Now I can see it. Let's try this again then. Maybe I just disconnected for some reason. Who knows? Let's see if it works then. And yeah, okay, now it works. Huh, that was weird. Okay, well, I had a disconnect then. That might have been on my end then. But in any case, welcome to the fourth game between DauT and Barles. Barles has gone for Byzantines in the blue, and then still DauT in the red has gone for Huns. And I honestly expected Huns here. You know, I expected DauT to go for a very aggressive civilization, and also the potential to go for CA, because it hasn't really worked out so far for him yet. Is that true? Yeah. Yeah, I haven't seen a lot of CA just yet from DauT. But you know he wants it. You know he wants to. Now, I expected maybe that Barles would go for Vikings, because it's a similar civ to Ethiopians. Both of them have good archers, although Ethiopians have the way better archers now. Vikings also lack cavalry, just like Ethiopians, but that doesn't mean you can't use cavalry if you use it in the right moment. And that was successful last time, but also maybe you don't want to do the same thing twice in a row, because it's easy for DauT to counter that. So it's Byzantines for him then. So, I mean, Byzantines are a solid civ as well. Very defensive civilization, so perhaps maybe a bit more... Maybe Barles wants to focus a bit more on getting to the late game. Trash spam. I don't know what the plan is here. In any case, let's have a look at the bases for the players here. So it looks like Barles has 4 wood lines as opposed to 3. Nicely spaced as well. I think this is a very wallable map. You can wall there, wall your front, wall between the wood lines, boom, and you're done. That should be easy to do. I don't think Barles is going to have any complaints about that, especially since you are Byzantines. You are well, it's called a defensive civilization, as tried to bring in the Rhino, but the villager didn't shoot. Boo! But he got it now. That stone... Well, the stone is kind of forward. If you wanted to go for a castle for Caprifrax, then you need stone, so that we'll have to secure that first. Of course, just like any other generation, hills around your base, it's basically like a little... You're like in a little valley between hills all the time, so... Now, luckily, they are quite close to your TC, and I know I just said luckily. You might be like, wait, why did you say luckily? But, think about it. If those hills had been here, you're likely to wall right there. And then the hills behind your walls. That gives you an advantage if you defend from behind your walls. Now, if your enemy makes it into your base, that's a different story altogether. I mean, I didn't say that this is better than having no hills whatsoever, because obviously it's better to have a flat land where there's no hills in your base. Duh. But if there's gonna be hills around your base, I'd rather have them as close to the TC as possible, because it's likely to benefit me instead of my opponent. See? These hills are right there, which means that DauT, if he sits here, he is the one who's taking hill damage, not Barles. So, not too bad, not too bad. As to the gold, back gold for him. And again, like I said, the base is very safe. These berries are behind a wood line, so you should not complain about that. As for DauT, technically it has 4 wood lines as well, but they're not spaced as evenly as they are for Barles. I think the number of wood lines is often similar as... What is this? What is this green stuff here? I don't know what that is. I'm an Arabia player. We don't know what green is. It's not. That's not supposed to spawn. I'm pretty sure there's not supposed to be any grass on this map. It's supposed to be only sand and dirt and crap. Not like green Arabia. And I mean like Arabia that is green, not green Arabia the map. Oh yeah, but in any case, less wallable than for DauT. Has a very open front. And also, you know, it has a back gold as well. Berries are behind these wood lines, so it's easy to wall right there. Keeps your berries safe a little bit. It's not the best in the world, though. Has 2 golds for it as well. So, I mean, if DauT can't secure this gold this time around, last time that didn't end up being too good for him. So, Any case, it's a similar situation for Barles. His secondary golds are also forward, as you can see. So, it's not like his golds are completely safe like they were. Well, they weren't last time either, but he was being very aggressive. I'm just saying, if he is the one who's going to be on the defense now with the Byzantines, then you definitely have to find a way to secure your gold, especially with that giant hill right next to it. And DauT's just going to scout around a little bit, Probably took some shots from the TC, I think, because he lost some HP on his scout. As he now sees that Barles is on gold as well. I didn't see a mining camp yet, but he saw 2 villagers, which means there should be a mining camp, right? If it's 1 villager mining gold, it's a drush. Although at this time that shouldn't happen anymore because players are almost up in feudal age. With Hunts, of course, coming in first because the small savings on wood allows you to just get up earlier. You know, the fact you don't have to build houses, I mean, that's what saves wood. But if it's 2 villagers on gold, that is men-at-arms. If it's 3 villagers on gold, that is most likely archers. That's an easy way to keep it apart. Although I don't think you're going to get to see a lot of straight archers here. Honestly, going straight archers is a very, very, very bad build order for 1v1s. Unless you're so lucky that you can give wall your entire base easily. Because it takes a while to master your archers, and just the likelihood your opponent will attack you with some military off the charts. And just as I say that, DauT goes for straight archers. Because of course he does. Of course he does. Of course he does. Now, let's see. I mean, going straight archers isn't a bad build order, right? Because you save a lot of resources that you would normally have to invest in militia and men-at-arms upgrade. True. Or scouts. It's either way. But the fact of the matter is, you are inviting aggression on your base early on because Scout rush is faster than early archers. Men-at-arms rush is faster as well. As you can see, it's on its way. Although Barles doesn't quite have the resources to get men-at-arms right now. I'm not sure why that is. Okay, I know why that is. It's because he walled a lot. See that? That's a lot of walling. That's expensive and idle time. You know, villagers that could normally be eating food. But the militia make it to the berries here, but DauT is not even going to abandon them because he knows, I got my archers out. I don't need to abandon this berry bush right now. These militia are going to do nothing. Absolutely nothing. And he's correct in saying that, kind of. Except, I mean, they're delaying DauT maybe a little bit. Maybe might get an archer, you know, perhaps. But overall, I think the militia are not going to do anything. Which is probably why it's a good idea that Barles did not get the men-at-arms upgrade. Because that would have been a waste of resources. So, yeah. Yeah, as a result of, you know, even if you didn't get a lot of value with them, at least now you know where your opponent's archers are because they were chasing you. And in the meantime, Barles has gotten his walls up. He is fully walled right now. It's not in a second lumber camp just yet, sending villages that way. Now, of course, the way he walled over here, if he walled like this woodline would have been more safe, and now it's not safe at all. So that's the only thing, right? But that's a small detail. Remember also that Byzantines have town watch, and look at the vision that you get from that. Look at that. You can see everything. So if DauT shows up at any point, yep, there you go. You see the scout. Barles could have spotted that. It's only 4 archers so far, so it's not like that threatening after all. But I mean, it wouldn't be the first time that a pro player got so much value out of 4 archers. I mean, if you've seen what Leary can do with 3 archers, my God, there is a good reason to not let that guy into your base ever. Period. As DauT wasn't really sure what to do with his archers first, but he's gonna send them back to the front here to try to break through this wall. If he sets his archers on this hill, then you know, his opponent can't wall behind this easily. As Barles going to defend it with some cheap skirmishers as well. You are Byzantines after all. Makes sense to me. As a result, he doesn't need a lot of villages on gold. So I guess Barles probably wants to go after the castles as fast as possible too. In the meantime, just defend with trash. That's alright. On the other side though, Barles attacking the berries once more, and this time DauT has to abandon the berries because there's a lot of skirmishes here as well, which again don't kill villagers quite quickly, but they could. They definitely could, and they have fletching, so yeah, DauT has his own skirmish to defend. He should be fine here. Dropping a market as well. Selling a stone, realizing, okay, that Barles wants to get to Castle Age as fast as possible. Alright, you know what? If you want to go to Castle Age, I want to go to Castle Age. Sold his stone, and DauT will be up just like that. Way faster than Barles if he doesn't sell his stone. I'm not sure if Barles noticed this. Because that was a score drop for DauT, honestly. Because DauT's KD has been much better than Barles, so his score should be higher. Let's see, if DauT's going to click up here, you'll see the score drop as well. And I wonder if... Look at the market abuse, man. Look at that market abuse. He's almost there. 700 food, 245 gold. Looking pretty good. I'm almost going to click up and let's look at the score when he does. Boom. Drops underneath Barles' score immediately. And I wonder if Barles noticed that. Like, we can see all of this, right? But Barles doesn't know anything about DauT's economy, what's like we do. Like, we have statistics, we have efficiency stats. Barles has this. This is all he can see. And the score, that's it. So I wonder if he noticed that. And this is the thing too, right? If you're making a lot of skirmishes cost food, set back your castle time as well. And okay, there we go. There we go. He noticed it. He realized that he needed to get the castle. He's buying food right now. But of course, because DauT used the market already, food is expensive now. So this is costing Barles a lot more resources than it does for DauT. And he's still not there. He might have to set a stone as well, because DauT is already 50% of the way to Castle Age. Ay. Yeah, it's this 2 HP scouts, of course, can't fight these skirmishes, unfortunately, for it. Now, the question, of course, is, as we have a fight here, what DauT is going to switch into. Because against Byzantines, they're likely to continue making skirmishes. If you go cavalry archers against that, is that the best call? But then again, if you go for pikemen, as Barles just sold 100 stone and clicks up to Castle Age, if you go for cavalry, then pikemen. So, you know. Not seeing a third archer range, I mean. I'm not seeing a stable yet either. So I'm not actually sure what DauT's plan is. For now. Well, for now, he's microing down here, as you can see. Okay, it seems like a pretty even fight for now. Yeah, Barles probably not happy to see that DauT is already in the next stage. And DauT, again, defending with skirmishers. Does he want to do a trash war against Byzantines? Are you sure about that? Because Byzantines get cheap trash, man. Especially in Castle Age. They get cheaper and cheaper. They're like the Goths of trash wars, man. Except with the faster creation time. That they do not have. As Barles is losing ground, though, as the Byzantine player. Has clicked up the Castle Age, but he's going to be behind. Especially since these are now elite skirmisher. They will have a Botkin arrow as well. Yeah, so that's rather annoying for Barles. Especially as his only wood line, or the biggest wood line he was taking on the left side, is now getting denied. So he'll have to switch to the right, as you can see. Which is unfortunate. As, Barles, he was thinking about a stable. Did you see that? Did you see that? It was a stable. But then he decided against it. Interesting. So he was thinking, am I going to go knights here? Like, if I go knights against these skirmishes, is that a good idea? But he probably figured, well, I'm going to be up against cavalry archers soon. Knights are not going to save me then. Probably. I think Byzantines, do they get... They don't get bloodlines on their cavalry. They don't get the final attack upgrade. Like, the cavalry is not the best in the world, right? And unlike Burgundians, they do not get cavalier in the Castle Age. So it's, yeah, Barles is kind of deciding, what do we do here? Am we going to continue with skirmishers, or are we going to continue with knights? I think maybe skirms is the best call here. It's cheaper, and also if you get ballistics on them, they will be able to snipe cavalry archers with relative ease here as well. As Barles is still controlling the hill, waiting for his upgrade to come in. If in it comes, and there we go. Now we can take an equal fight-ish. Especially since he will have the last armor upgrade, or the second one, I mean, the last one for Castle Age. Something that DauT does not have. But what DauT has is the foresight to send some skirmishers to the other side and deny this wood line for now. Very annoying. First cavalry archer goes down for DauT already. Yeah, DauT he's making cavalry archers right now. Still from only 2 archer ranges, but he's dropping a third one now. I mean, this is pretty essential, right? I guess what DauT did first, he prioritized ballistics. He wanted to get ballistics, so there's a university 200 wood, then ballistics 300 wood, 175 gold. That's expensive. Right, so that makes sense that he maybe didn't want to produce too many cavalry archers at first, but rather produced cavalry archers that are immediately effective, right? Effective against villagers, not skirmishers, especially not when they have 6 pierce armor, as these have. So, yeah, I think the only thing that Barles needs to do here is to drop a university and get ballistics himself. He's waiting, he's buying wood right now, actually. I think he really wants ballistics right now. In order to afford that, and doesn't have the gold. He bought wood again. Yeah, that's what he's trying to do right now. He's trying to get ballistics. And so DauT didn't have the second wood upgrade yet, but nor does Barles, as he's getting ballistics right now. As you can see, as some market abuse. It's nice that Capture shows us that, because you can see it immediately when it happens. as a stray villager for Barles was running out here, and that's the first eagle kill of the game. Wow, it's been 25 minutes and no villagers have died yet in the making of this production. So, except now, because now someone has died. As DauT bringing forward some villagers. That's the first time this series as well that someone comes forward with some aggression. DauT, we saw that. We saw that. Did you see that? He was dropping a university. It was a wrong hotkey, but he meant to drop a siege workshop. Lol. That's hilarious. Hey, he fixed it. He fixed it. Of course, Barles will be aware, right? He'll be aware that this is going to happen. And hey, a siege workshop going up here is troubling for Barles. He should probably get his own siege work up as well as soon as he can, because skirmishers die hard to mangonels, and they don't counter mangonels at all. Like, no. So yeah, Barles should be concerned by this. Should be concerned. It's a nice position as well in front of his base. His gold and his stone are threatened because of that as well. And remember that Barles doesn't have a lot of safe stone, as he's taking a fight against the skirmishers, but he's just losing it as well. Despite DauT not having that second armor upgrade on his skirmishers, man. I don't know. This just. It doesn't really save you against skirms, because their attack is already super low anyways. That's not really their selling point. It's the bonus damage that they do. And that is equal for both players anyways. So, yeah, Mangonel threatening the woodline. And once more, Barles has to kind of micro around here. He doesn't have quite enough skirms on the field right now. Luckily, not a lot of cavalry archers either. I mean, that's, you see that DauT wanted to maybe make some, but if... That's why it was kind of sus that he kept making skirmishers, because if you're going to start a trash war with Byzantines will be happy to trash fight with you. That is totally fine. That is their territory. And of course, then there's going to be a lot of skirmishers on the field, so then cavalry archers don't do zip. As skirmishers making it making it to DauT space for the first time in a while here, delaying the wood line slightly. There's actually a hole right there, so they might actually get in. There's one weak villager in here. If Barles sees her, he might be able to force her down. He's not paying attention to that. He's probably paying attention to the middle here, trying to outmicro these mangonels, but two of them did get squashed, as you can see right there. At the same time, some skirmishers harassing the DauT's villages, and Barles getting his first eco kill of the game as well, right there. Very nice. But yeah, DauT was already dropping these town centers for a while. Now it's going to go to 3 TCs, and he just wants to get a boom on. I mean, again, if you're just up against skirmishers do not threaten your villagers as much, right? They can kill villagers, yes, but they don't really threaten your base in the slightest. So then go ahead and boom. Go ahead and go for a boom. So while DauT is dealing with these skirmishers over here, he's also attacking on the right side. Barles has added his own siege workshop by now, has gotten his siege out as well to defend himself. And DauT should definitely be careful running into Barles' base, as he snipes another villager there for the 1 eco KD for now. Let's see what your Mangonel micro is like, boys. As first shot for Barles, gets a good shot in on DauT and micros away the other one, then survives this shot, gets that, and the delete. You see that? He didn't get killed by that, it was the delete, but DauT still gets the other Mangonel, so I guess it's a 2 for 2. But nice delete there, that was good. Also using the skirmishes to finish off the weak Mangonel. Great stuff. As DauT maybe not expecting a Mangonel to be here. His skirmishers on the front, and his own base is getting squashed right now. And hey, that goes both ways, right? It goes both ways. If you go for skirmishers, yeah, your skirms are also vulnerable to enemy mangonels. Not going to try to deal with that with cavalry archers, but remember, still a lot of skirmishers here, and Barles will be perfectly fine trying to get some Vil kills. Gets one Vil kill as well, maybe even a second one. Yep, she goes down with javelins in her back. As Barles is trying to micro down some of these cavalry archers. The micro from DauT is pretty good as well. But remember, ballistics has been buffed, so it's actually much more difficult to micro against that now, as Barles is moving out across the field right next to the siege workshop, which is quite tricky. DauT trying to get this Mangonel, getting in the minimum range of the Mangonel, so it does go down, but look how many cavalry archers went down. Ay. Not really a game where it's clear who is winning this. Honestly, the only thing that is clear is that DauT has a strong eco lead over Barles. This is true, and Barles knows that as well. He's going to add a second town center now, try to catch up a little bit with the boom. Remember that even though it's East Byzantines, it's still quite strenuous for your food economy to spam skirmishers. As DauT has dropped the 4th DC actually on the left side, so DauT is just gonna boom. And this is actually such a DauT thing to do, by the way. Just go for an insane amount of TCs and just boom like a madman. Well, should probably react to these villagers dying over here. Not sure what else he has to look at right now. Oh, right there. Okay, microing down the last few skirmishers. Still losing some eco here. I was just saying that you were a macro god, I mean, but still hasn't noticed this. Villagers are going down, and Barles just put them on stand ground. It's just like, ha, that's nice. Okay, now DauT noticed it. That villager should go down. She goes down, and that is looking good for Barles there. Look at the eco KD all the way around now. As there's one mangonel in the siege workshop, which will very, 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 very slowly go down to this one skirmisher. Only 1,576 more shots. Doable, huh? Doable. As skirmishers are just raiding everywhere. It's like trash everywhere. And it's still working out okay for Barles so far. I mean, he's going to lose these fights because, DauT has more military on the field right now. And DauT's probably had enough of this skirm war now. He's like, okay, I've had enough of this. We're going to make some knights now. So he's making a knight, getting his upgrades. He wants to start countering all these skirmishers because Barles is on the way to Imp because you're Byzantines and Imperial Age upgrade is more, it's cheaper than for any other civ. Maybe save Italians, but I think the Imperial Age upgrade for Byzantines is actually cheaper than it is for Italians. But then again, Italians get to have a cheaper age upgrade for every age, not just Imperial Age. That could maybe work. And also, look what he's doing. He's switching into crossbows now. If he can get Arbalest out while DauT is trying to go for some knights here, that could be really good because these knights will not have the final armor upgrade. Arbalest will absolutely destroy these knights. I mean, like, DauT should know, maybe he could know, seeing that the score for Barles, despite all the kills that Barles has had, KD is actually dead even right now. He might actually expect Barles' score to be closer to his. The fact that it's lower maybe tells you it's Imp, but I don't know. DauT is going for knights right now. He's going all, he's basically going all in Castellates knights right now, which, I mean, Huns are one of those civs that really benefit from going all in Castellates. As a nice attack ground comes in there from DauT, it must be said. The thing is, though, that Arbalest will absolutely destroy knights and Castellates. Absolutely destroy. His DauT is getting all his upgrades right now, especially lacking bloodlines on your cavalry archers was a big deal against skirmishers, as you can see. Not a lot of CA, and just if Barles can get enough crossbows out and start pressuring TCs here, like for example, pressure this wood line, pressure the right side where DauT is taking gold. DauT running out of gold in his main base, so he has to expand to these forward golds. All of this combined could be really good for Barles in just a second. And now it is Imp. And let's see how DauT is going to react to that. Let's see how he's going to react to that. If he's going to try to go Imp himself, or if he's going to try to take a fight against this army. Might be trying to do that. Barles is on a hill though. He's getting his upgrades now. Doesn't quite have Bracer yet. These knights do have +2. So Barles should run away from this. He's trying to do so right now. Bracer in 5 seconds. 5 more seconds and he can kill these knights easily. Okay, Bracer is in. Arbalest in 10 seconds. Chemistry is on his way again. And oh boy. The knight move from DauT. Not going to work. And look at that. Immediately stopped making knights because that's not going to work here. Making some skirms and he's trying to macro his way up to Imperial Age himself. This is the window for Barles. If he's going to win this game, this is going to be a critical moment. If he can get a nice position on DauT right now, this might be really good for him. Problem is, a lot of skirmishers on the field for DauT as well, and the same problem that DauT had earlier with his cavalry archers, these Arbalests will have as well. If you don't mask them right, skirmishers still are a good counter to stray Arbalest here and there. As Barles is also heavily on stone, probably wants to get himself a castle up, and we still have ourselves a game. I mean, Barles, his economy is very fragile. It's still 80 villagers to 119, so I think DauT will be able to click up quite quickly here. But still going for the counterattack, and some villagers are going to go down here, as we now see a lot of stables from DauT as well. Man, he was preparing a night switch. He really was, but now seeing Arbalest, you cannot fight Arbalest with your knights and Castellates. You just can't. Unless you have so much more knights, which is just unlikely. Just unlikely at this point. What's this? That's some cavalry archers doing absolutely nothing. That's a siege workshop, and those are 2 knights doing little as well. as one skirmisher is having a field day here against the Arbalest, and some units do go down here for Barles. He's trying to micro away, but that's not going to work then. Also trying to get in on the gold, and lots of Arbalest going down on this side as well. Fricking, yeah, the freaking skirmisher pick from DauT was pretty smart. Like, skirmishers and Gaslight still die to Arbalest in Imperial Age, but not when there's only 3. You know, that's not enough. As this army goes down as well. And I mean, it just feels like critical time here that Barles can now not use his army, really. Still doesn't really have a very large army count. Look at that. 56 to 23. So despite being behind to Imperial Age, I don't think that DauT is in a bad position here. As Barles is coming forward with villagers. But there's the castle going up already. I don't think he knows about that. He's going to find out now. Oh, God. Wanted to drop a castle right there. That's not going to go up, but we'll have to go up on this hill now. And that is not a castle that really does anything. And it's a nice hill, but it's basically just a trap war now. I mean, what Barles wanted the castle up over here to deny this gold, the stone, the front of the DauT's base, and indeed, had that gone up, would have been really good. But now you have a castle that's in the middle of the map. It doesn't shield your base. It doesn't attack DauT's base. It doesn't really do much. And as these Arbalests do go down, let's see if DauT actually finds this villager here. He sees the stable though. That's good. He can at least see that. I don't think if he can still deny it though. Has to react to that right now. I mean, at least the castle has gone up. It's not a DauT castle. Neither castles have been. But hey, look at that. All these stables on the site, man. DauT wants to go for some raids here now. And Tarkans. Is he making Tarkans right now? I love it. I love it. It's perfect. Tarkans have more pierce armor than a normal knight. They do more attack versus buildings. I love it. Let's go. I want to see more Tarkans. Where is he making them, by the way? Is he making them from stables? Yes. Oh boy, he wants Tarkans, man. He wants Tarkans. Look, if these came out of the castle, that's just some stray meme Tarkans, right? But this means he got the Marauder stack, because otherwise you can't make them from stables. So he wants to make more Tarkans. Yeah, look at that. I love it. I love going Tarkans. It's so much fun. No one ever expected, and it's so OP. And remember, they can come anywhere. And Barles, he doesn't know about these stables down here. He does know about them on the left, but the raiding is just going to start happening from either side. And if you're banking on a slow push down the middle, which is what Barles is doing right now, you know, putting a nice Byzantine castle on a central hill, pushing straight ahead, then getting raided on the flanks is a nightmare. This is an absolute nightmare. When Lightcap make it into your base. Because that means you have to keep sending military back to deal with this. Which is, yeah, you wanna keep all your military in the middle, you know? You want to go for that ball, but, yeah, DauT, he's getting elite Tarkan as well. I love it. I love it! That's great. That's fantastic. As the raids start happening on Barles' base, he's at 107 villagers, 150 pop, but DauT is at 185 pop, significantly ahead as well. Getting more upgrades, and I wonder what Barles is going to do once he sees the Tarkan raids come in. Oh boy, here we go. Tarkans have 8 pierce armor. Let's go. They are basically like Sicilian Cavalier with Halberg. And now Barles sees these Tarkans, and these Tarkans are going to make short work of these trebuchets as well. Oh man, oh man. And Barles calls the GG. He knows it's probably over. He's getting raided left and right. Says good luck next. And DauT finishes off this set with a 3-1 win over Barles. An expected win, but still, I think Barles can be proud of his performance. Especially the third game was really well done by him. But in the end, man, who can resist the Tarkan boys? Look at them. I bet Dave is super excited right now. I can only imagine if you're watching Dave's channel right now, he must be shouting at the screen, or, you know, daving at the screen, whatever he does. Because this is his favorite unit. And I'm right with him there. You know, that's why I love going hunts. You can do so much things. You can go for Paladin, you can go for Cavalry Archers, you can go for Longswords for the memes. Please don't go Longswords. And Tarkans. No one sees it coming. It's perfect. Yeah, well played by both players, but it just never really felt like Barles had firm control over this game, right? Like the trash war was good, but honestly, DauT, even though he didn't have that discount on his trash, kept up really well with the trash spam from DauT, and from Barles, I mean. And it's also because Barles' economy was just worse than that of DauT for most of this game as well. And then, like, Fast Imp was the last hope for Barles, really. That was the critical moment in which he could maybe get a push going down the middle, but it just I don't know, just the immediate reaction from DauT to go immediately for skirmishes and defend all his sides. Yeah, he weathered through that first wave of Imperial Age military, and after that, Barles tried to push through the middle, but it was too late by then. The Tarkans were here. This push would have been cleaned up in a second, and then the raids would have started to happen around the sides, the flanks, and yeah, GG. It was GG. Now, Barles, of course, it will probably be sad to be out of the tournament, but he can be proud of at least taking one game of DauT, the legendary Serbian here. Man, it was a good game, though. And I love that we got to see Tarkans. Absolutely love it. That's fantastic. Let's have a look at the... look at some statistics. I should imagine we probably have some time now before the next set. I'm not sure yet if they're going to go to the 4th set or whether we're going to get backed and slam back. Maybe. Or slam and backed back. Or backed. I don't know. Wow, look at that KD as well. Very even, but that would have changed in a bit here because it was mostly skirmishes and arbalest for Barles, and Tarkans wreck all. Tarkans wreck all of that, and he didn't have halberdiers in the field as well. But again, the KD was very even. So like I said, like the fights, most of it even enough, but that's the thing. If the fights are even, then the economy lead is going to start to kick in, and that was the case for DauT. That's why I never felt like I really lost control of this game, because he had eco all this game. You know, town centers to protect himself, 30 more villages for most of that. Like, look at the difference here between the two players, right? Even if the KD was even, still DauT has the eco lead, has the lead in the game. That has to be said. Someone got a relic at some point, but I think he lost that again. So that was DauT. No. Just got a relic at the last. Okay. Yeah, but there you go. Also, Barles would have had 121 villages if he hadn't lost 30 at the end. Of course, the raid started happening. That definitely helps. Doesn't help either. But yeah, DauT didn't lose a whole lot of villagers. Only 20 for him, but he has been booming like crazy behind that as well. So that's really good. And yeah, okay, Barles was consistently the faster player this game, I'd say, overall. But hey, close to DauT. I mean, the meme is always that he is a slower player, right? But slower player for pro player still means way better than any one of us. So,